biggest punches he ever punched. I mean, I'm like, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, especially the big guys that he's fought in the past.
Of course. So you know, I believe it's gonna be a good fight, but it's gonna be kind of tough to deal with. You know, Pacquiao's speed and his power.
I was actually one of those people who was saying that hey, why fight Mosley? Why not fight Andre Berto during the last Pacquiao fight? Yeah. And I was actually waiting. I bet money on you against Victor, man. I was waiting for a Pacquiao Berto. You know what I mean? This November, man.
It's coming, man. It's coming. I mean, end of the day, man. This is boxing. I mean, you need a story to tell, man. You know, I think everything's going to get greater just by, you know, I mean, going through what I went through and just getting back in the ring, getting back on top. That's it. I mean, you know, I continue the route that I was on. Okay, you know, young kid. I still got a lot of criticism just by winning and beating everybody.
Yeah.
You know, but
it's not really any different, right?
Of course. Like me, I mean, now it's not too many difference. Like now, okay, you know, I lost. You know, a lot of the haters, they were okay with it. You know, they're happy about it. But then again, you know, a lot of people, they really appreciated the fight and they really want to see how it looks like when I come back. And yeah, I gained a lot more fans that way as well. So, I mean, it's always a story to tell, man. I think it's just going to be a lot better when I get back in there, get back in the mix, just seeing everything I've been through.
Definitely. But how would you try to beat Pacquiao, man? Just theoretically.
Man, Pacquiao is, you know, I believe a lot of people there, I mean, they're just so, I guess, afraid of his speed and power. I mean, they don't really want to commit too much. You know, I think the only way to beat Pacquiao is not be afraid. I mean, you know, and commit, because everybody
fight fire with fire, huh?
Exactly. I mean, everybody that really, you know, committed with him. You know, like you see Cotto when he fought in the first round. You know, like the first round was good. You know, Cotto, I mean, touched him, you know, pretty good.
First two rounds, yeah.
Exactly. Like he's not too hard to touch, but you just need to remember he's coming back with some heat. You know, so I think that kind of gets a lot of people out of the game. But you just have to be there to fight, man. You just can't, you know, take a shot and just, you know, try to ball up the rest of the fight and just call it quits. That's the type of guy you need to fight with. So I mean, you know, like I said, I mean, if it was me, I definitely, I'm have to fight fire with fire, man. A lot of speed, a lot of power, and you know, be smart as well, man. Turn off angles and you know, try to keep my bounce a little bit. So what?
All right. Thank you, man, and I know you're a busy guy. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it, bro.
Can I ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah.
How excited are you that there's going to be more big names in the welterweight division, like Devin Alexander, Amir Khan, and Timothy Bradley coming up?
I mean, it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better, man. You know, I mean, still a lot of action coming to the 147-pound division. Like I said, man, yeah, it's only going to get better from that. It's almost like my manager Al Heyman. I mean, you know, he told me pretty much, you know, after this last fight, I kind of took it, you know, pretty bad. And he was just like, man, shit, it's almost just like when Leonard fought Duran, you know, the first time. You know, Leonard was that guy. You know, Duran came and beat him out of nowhere. And you just got to come back, get back on top, and you know, get back in there. I mean, that's the situation that makes champions. This right here is the thing that makes, you know, legends in the game. You know, a lot of the guys that, I mean, that retire undefeated aren't really too noticed as much. I mean, of course, Rocky Marciano, you know, Kawasaki, you know, real guys like that, but they don't get too much praise. They remember a lot of these guys that fought wars, that lost, and came back and won. And, you know, I mean, they really appreciate that.
You think that's the excitement about the welterweight division that's going to happen with all this new exciting fighters coming up?
Of course. I mean, we got a lot of, you know, other exciting fighters, you know, coming to the division, young guys, you know, hungry guys, and it's just going to make the division even more stacked and exciting.
You were talking about it was a blessing, these guys that you lost to Victor. Do you see a lot of weaknesses that when you're looking back at the tapes of the fight, the things that you did wrong?
Oh, of course. I mean, you know, a lot of people like to be realistic. You know, just me walking around, just fans in general. Like, some people thought I threw the fight. Like, people even walked up to me and was like,
that's ridiculous
like,
to
what
say.
happened? I'm just like, man.
You should have just stayed down if that's the case.
You know what I mean? If that was the case, I should have just laid down. But it wasn't even the case, man. Like I said, I just, you know what I mean? I had a lot of, you know, physical aspects that wasn't in place. You know what I mean? That play with me, you know, mentally and you know, just fight-wise, man. I just couldn't perform like I needed to perform. I mean, you know what I mean? There's a lot of different things after the fight that I found out, you know, about why I couldn't push like I normally do. You know, but like I said, but you
talking about Victor Ortiz, what did you find out about Victor Ortiz that you didn't expect as far as power, speed?
You know what? The thing with Victor that we were just surprised of was every other fight that we've ever seen him in. Of course, we had a little bit of pop, but he went hard probably the first 3 or 4 rounds, and everything else kind of calmed down from there. But now out of nowhere, he just, you know, he's bulldogging for 12 rounds, coming hard, a lot of energy, and you know, I don't want to, you know, I'm not saying anything about it, but you know, I mean, I was definitely
Definitely surprising. Huh?